This video will cover how to fly both the Delta and Cormi departures from runway 17 left, to include procedures, ground references, as well as some widely accepted techniques. The aircraft is currently in the Hammerhead, having completed the before takeoff checklist.
Dragon 6-3, number 1.
Dragon 6-3, advanced tower, 17 left, wind 15015, gust 19, clear for takeoff, change departure.
Dragon 6-3, clear for takeoff.
3-1-1, request close.
TS on.
3-1-1, close up approved.
Lights on. Lights are all on. Squawk. Stand by, nose wheel steering.
Check 5-7, basically down, no flat.
Second 5 camera, 17 left, wind 15014, gust 19.
100%, 60 knots.
Check 5-7.
1-1, initial 400.
Climbing
3-1-1, close
engine
down,
gear
wind
clear.
433.
Gears up, flaps up, lights out, 120.
Dragon 5-8, initial.
Prior to crossing 1 mile road and departing the pattern, maintain at or below 1,800 feet for overhead traffic. 1 mile road can be seen on your left. It's a red dirt road tracking east to west. After you cross 1 mile road, a few things need to happen simultaneously. Pitch the nose about 15 degrees nose high to get your airspeed tracking back towards 160 knots, and track 169 using the GPS track function. Switch to departure on channel 6. The blue standpipes in the town of Wacomas can be used as a rough initial heading for a 169 track.
Advanced departure, Dragon 6-3, east side passing 2,600, dog face.
Dragon 6-3, advanced departure on it.
Prior to being cleared for a stereo route, you're VFR and should climb to 5,500 feet on a 1-7 day.
Dragon 6-3, ready to contact 3 miles south, advanced cleared Delta stereo route.
Dragon 6-3, cleared Delta stereo route.
After you're cleared a stereo route, you're under IFR control and can continue to climb or descend to 5,000 feet.
Departure, Grim 14 airborne, 1.8, climbing 240.
Grim 14, advanced departure on it. Grim 14, ready to contact 2 miles south, advanced for traffic, climb maintain 7,000.
214, 7,000.
As you level off, leave your power at max. Allow the aircraft to accelerate to 230 knots, then set power as required to maintain 230 knots, usually 70% plus your altitude in thousands.
Grim 14, traffic.
Initiate your turn at 6 DME.
Southbound.
If DME drops out, the section line to the left with offset north-south roads coincides with 6 DME. It's also radar initial for runway 35.
Grim 14, turn right heading 270, climb maintain level 240.
204, right 270, 5, level 240.
Grim 14, contact approach, channel 7.
Grim 14, going 7. Advanced departure, shoot 65, request off freak for ADIS, will monitor guard, report back up.
Shoot 65, approves requested, and you can report back up with Oak City approach 266.8.
Shoot 65, will report back up 266.8.
Initially roll out on about a 330 heading. The idea is to split the difference between Woodring's airspace as well as the inside of the recovery routes and Vance's overhead pattern. Well, you can't quite see it in the video here. In the circled area on the screen is a water tower known as the golf ball. Fly good track to the golf ball if cloud cover doesn't prevent it. If cloud cover does prevent it, just fly a 330 heading.
Dragon 6-3, contact approach, channel 8.
Dragon 6-3, channel 8.
Traffic.
Approach north, Dragon 6-3, level 5,000.
Dragon 6-3, advance approach, roger. Loaded 1, proceed direct area 2, maintain 1, 3000.
1, direct area 2, maintain 1, 3000.
Loaded 1, expect 0 and 2 low.
0 and 2 low, level 1.
Expected. Copy.
Cleveland Road, which will be highlighted to the right of the nose, follows the 359 radial from the Vance VOR fairly closely. You can use this as a visual reference to gauge when to turn to intercept the 359 radial. Up until the intercept of the 359 radial, the Cormi and Delta departures are the same. For the Cormi departure, depicted to the left, you can begin your climb to 13,000 feet once you're established on the 359 radial. For the Delta stereo route, you're just going to maintain 5,000. The time spent in straight and level flight following the initial turn on departure as well as the trek down the 359 radial can be used for ops checks and figuring out how to trim.
Approach north, Ball 19er.
The area of black schmoo on the ground to the right of the wing is the coke plant.
Ball 19er, advance approach, series request.
Ball 19er, request vectors for the RNAV runway 17 Woodring. Option E side.
Ball 19er, descend to maintain 6,000, turn right, heading to 090, vectors for your approach.
Also on the right, about to pass underneath the wing, is the town of Kremlin Waypoint fame. The town just behind the canopy bow is Pond Creek. Pond Creek has a highway that leaves the town to the west and is a straight shot to the town of Nash to the left. Unfortunately, Nash isn't quite visible due to the fidelity of the video, but what's important is that the highway itself is exactly 19 DME from the Vance VOR, and is appropriately called 19 DME Road. After passing 19 DME Road, you can begin to descend to a minimum of 3,000 feet until you are within 5 miles of Delta and have called Delta to cancel with approach north. There are a few methods to figure out how far away you are from Delta. One is to use the Delta waypoint in Flight Plan 3 or 4 of the GPS. The distance will display in the top left corner of SuperNav 5 on the GPS control head, the upper left-hand corner of the EHSI in GPS mode, or the lower right-hand corner of your EHSI. You can also use the inner ring of the 10-mile view on the EHSI GPS map mode. Another much simpler method is to use the football. The river tracking from the west at Dogface Lake to the east to the middle of nowhere forms the top half of the football right off the nose. The round dividing lines in the field below the nose form the bottom half of the football. If you've crossed the southern outline of the football, you're well within 5 miles. Finally, for your reference, the highlighted east-west dirt road leads into the bowling alley and the point of Delta.
Dragon 5-1, clear the Echo recovery via Pond Creek.
Dragon 5-1, Echo recovery via Pond Creek.
Ball 19 is to maintain 4,000.
Ball 19 or 4,000.
Dragon 6-3, Delta.
Dragon 6-3, IFR cancellation received. Radar service is clock 4301. Change advisory frequency approved.
Dragon 6-3.
Once you've canceled with approach, you can descend from 3,000 feet down to 2,300 feet and maintain 230 knots until you hit the point of Delta, after which you can slow down to pattern airspeed.
Dragon 6-3, Delta.